Hi friends, welcome back. And today we are going to discussing about how to set a unique value in our payload. See in my previous video, you can see right with the hard-coded values I have done everything, and we done for reading the 200 status and everything, right? But if you tomorrow there is a payload which is required for unique values, that unique values how we can able to set in the same payloads. Okay, for that, we are going to see in this particular session. Okay. Now I'm going to here API and search is resource place. I'm going to use for here. There is a one more file. Oh, sorry. Some name I'm giving. Okay. You can give any kind of name. Uh, start JSON. Just for my understanding purpose, I'm creating. Okay. Don't feel bad. Okay. And here I'm going to I'll copy this one. I'll paste it down. And here I'll mention there is a method called unique kind of thing. Okay. Or we can able to create any kind of thing. I'll create as a unique. You can create for any kind of naming conventions based upon your convenient. Okay. This is the file name. We need to read it, right? I'll copy this file name and I'll minimize this one. Okay. And then I'll mark it here. Now, before that, there is a thing we have used for this particular string JSON and all, right? Now I'm not going to use for string JSON. Okay. I'll use for file reader concept. Okay. That file reader concept will help you to do all the things. Okay. For this, I'll come down here. Now I'll give you for file reader. Okay. Reader and equal to new file reader. Okay, we need to specify that which location it is there. Okay, and I'm going to copy this. I'll paste it here. Okay, now my file name is params, right? I'm going to make it as a params. Okay, now this particular file we need to convert into a JSON format. Okay, because JSON object only it will help you to modify some of the places. Okay, I'm going to use for JSON object. Okay, JSON. I'm going to use for here JSON parse. Okay, parse reader, and we can able to provide for reader. Then we can use for get as JSON object. Okay, get as JSON object. Okay, now we are able to read here, and you can close for reader dot close also. Okay, you can close, you cannot close also. Okay, no issues. Okay, sometimes we'll get some errors. For rectifying that, we are going to modifying that. Okay, now I'll remove this file. Okay, now here basically this particular payload you are using and this required for this particular authorization also. Okay, for that I'm going to using here headers dot output. Okay, this is my token. This is my authorization one. Okay, now again I'm using here to close semicolon. Okay, now we closed this one. Okay, this is my bearer token, and even you can create for accept also because sometimes it will fail. Okay, without failing purpose we need to create all kind of headers. Okay. Application JSON. Okay, Now application JSON is done. Okay. Now I'm going to take my body. This is my body one. Okay. Now here, if you expand this one, here itself it is there. Okay. Parse in this particular JSON, we need to specify this is the JSON we want to use it. Okay. From here, I'll copy something abc @ gmail.com. Like that, I'll provide. Okay. Now my name and email ID is got done. And here we need to modify a little bit. Okay. Now we done for header part, we done for JSON ready, and we created this particular headers. Okay. This particular part is going to create the Playwright one. Okay. And here is request we created requesting. Okay. And here we need to provide, and this is my post request is basically this particular URL. We need to modify the URL. Okay, done. Now apart from this, what else we need to do? Our main concept is to creating for unique email ID, right? For unique email ID purpose, we need to write one format that we can do that now. String unique email. Okay, and I'll provide for test underscore plus I'll mention for UUID dot read UUID dot string dot sub. We need to mention um, substring. We can mention for 0 to 8. Okay, and then we need to use for plus, and you can provide for any kind of email gmail.com. Okay, closing for this particular UUID creation. Okay, now once you created the UUID, what else you need to do? We need to we need to add that particular name into a JSON. This particular JSON, where this JSON object is there, at that particular JSON we need to make the request. Okay, now here I'm going to use for JSON dot add property. Add property. Okay, now here is my particular tag is email. Yes, email. Okay, and that particular email required for this value. Okay, now semicolon. Now we are added for this particular email ID, and then I'm going to use for system.out. I'll print for my unique email ID. Okay, now we need to add that JSON into here. JSON dot toString. Okay, now save. Okay, we saved this one and it is working perfect or not, we need to check, right? Now I'm going to run. Now I'm running. See, my email ID, unique email ID is got displayed. See here, test at the rate, that one. We can see whether it is doing as expected or not. It is updating for, I have done for long back for updating this entire browser drivers. Why it is downloading? It got failed. Why? Expected to, okay, it is basically this. it will give for 201 because I mentioned for 200. Because of that it got failed. Otherwise our script is working perfect without any issue. It is created for account and we can see now, see it is got passed. And this is the response which we have created this email ID. See this email ID, both are same. Okay, how many times you want to create, it will work as expected without any issue. Maybe you'll get question mark, is it work for only for email ID? No, it will work for all the places. You can use for add property and you can use the that particular property and here value, automatically it will hit and it will do for creation. Okay, you see that header part, how authorization tag you need to pass and everything, right? And next session we can able to see how we can able to do for uh, access token creations and put call access. Those are all the things we can see into our next session. Okay, thank you for watching and please do subscribe and share to your friends and colleagues. Thank you.